We were always taught that we lived in the best of all possible worlds. The watchmaker ruled from Crown City, though the regulators, the alchemist priests, gave us coal fire for power and light, and everything was well ordered. We accepted our various individual fates as inevitable, for we had also been taught whatever happens to us must be what we deserve, for it could not happen to us if we did not deserve it. None of it seemed right to me.
which I believe stands for Brought Up to Believe. Wow, what did you guys think? That was awesome. I really loved that. First time listening to this song. Did you see when Neil tossed up the drumstick and caught it? That was really cool. And I know in a caravan, he had flicked the drumstick at the end of the video. So that was really cool. That was really fun to see that. I always enjoy watching them having a really good time when they perform live. And the way that Geddy kind of like does a little strut and his little groove dance that he does while he's playing the bass. And Alex, as he tears up the guitar, is just like, woo! And I know this is a red guitar. You guys can let me know in the comments section below what type of guitar this is that he plays. I always like to hear what you guys have to say. And so as we continue on our journey, it looks like we're going to have to make a pit stop. There's a storm brewing. Neil takes his drumstick and just flings it around. That was really cool. I used to do something like that with a pencil, where you just take it like your boarding class and you just go. No. Anyways, that was dumb. Okay. Wow, that was so much energy. There was just so much energy in that song. And I love the lightning and the thunder and the storm on this. And I thought this song, I thought Neil was gonna do a little bit of a drum solo, which I think he did a little bit of a drum solo. It wasn't that long as what I would kind of like hope to hear. It's kind of nice sometimes to hear, because I know lots of songs. Getty does it. Kind of like a solo playing with his bass, and then you have Alex with, sometimes he does a solo with his guitar, and this was nice. I kind of heard a little bit of Neil soloing a little bit with his drums, but I just love when he just, I don't think I've seen him flick a drumstick. So far we've seen him flick a drumstick, we've seen him flick the drumstick up into the air and catch it, and this time he kind of like did that little twirl with his hands. So that was really cool. All right, guys, shall we continue on with our journey? Yes, we shall. Until next week, guys. See you in my next video. Bye. Let's keep going.